What's up, Wallet Monkeys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a bit of a cautionary tale. So we're gonna be talking about Navy Fed Credit Union and some of the things that have been going around over the last 12 months with certain YouTubers and essentially downright fraud. So this actually is kind of old news. So this went off maybe late November and basically says in one of these groups, just a heads up, starting overnight last night and continuing through next week, Navy Fed is shutting down over 100,000 accounts that obtained a membership by using someone else's access code that did not get into the credit union properly. Now, we didn't talk about this on the channel, we could have, but there is ways around the normal rules. This is normal for most institutions actually, but I'm not gonna go publicizing that because that's I don't know, that takes away from everyone else that's already getting into the credit union in a legitimate way, and that's not really something that I think should be broadcasted, right? The sponsor for today's video is us. Yes, if you're looking to get your first $100,000 in credit or get your next $100,000 in credit, well, I might have an offer for you. So we recently launched our Credit Mastermind. This is simply a yearly or lifetime group, depending on how you want to get involved, where the main intention and the main goal for the first year is to get $100,000 in credit. Across business, personal, doesn't matter. And then the longer term goal here is to figure out how to get that cash off those cards and then be able to use that to acquire assets and generate cash flow. So creating new streams of revenue, etc. Now this is the game, this is the ultimate game, and this is using credit the way it was intended, as a tool and not a weapon. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the link in the description. The link will also be shown on the screen right now. Go over there, take a look, and we hope you'll join us on the inside. Back to the video. Anyways, I know a ton of channels that did though. Not only that, but there's a lot of channels that were talking about these little hustles, these come ups, these tricks, these hacks, and actually it was fraud. So you gotta be careful who you listen to on YouTube, because there's a ton of credit channels now, a ton of finance channels, and it might sound good, and it's not like they're gonna come out and say, they're not just gonna come out and just say, hey, this is actually fraud, you could go to jail for this, but if you want to do it anyway, here it is. No, they're never going to say that. So they're just going to say, hey man, I got this trick or this tip to get in here and use this auto loan as a personal loan, right? How many of you watch videos and saw channels like that? Or other means and ways to reallocate a certain loan type and use it for something completely, entirely different. So some of that stuff and some of the things that is discussed on these channels is just downright fraud, and you could get in a lot of trouble for that. So you want to be careful who you follow and what you're listening to, right? On YouTube. YouTube is an amazing resource. There's a ton of epic information on here. That being said, there's also a lot of not so great information, right? So because Navy Fed has become known as the home of high limit credit cards and easy financing, they've been a target for influencers teaching how to basically commit fraud on auto loans and personal loans, and they are performing a company-wide crackdown. Navy Fed itself is doing just fine. Here we are over at depositaccounts.com, and they are still the #1 bank. I don't know how often this data is updated. Well, it'll tell you right here, actually Q2. So as of Q2, they're still doing, this is the data that we showed in our previous video, but I assume nothing's really changed. They haven't had any large or significant changes in recent periods to their balance sheets. So again, I think they're fine. I think this is actually a really good thing because I love Navy Fed. I think it's an excellent credit union. And I do believe that it is the #1 credit union in the world, even if it wasn't showing this on this ranking site. And a lot of people getting in there with the intention to, run these cards and then try and get all the cash off of them. And then who cares if they get the card closed or they get, a cut on their credit limit or any of these things, because these are just either uneducated people or people that are downright treating this like free money and or trying to fraud the system. So I think overall this is a good thing. And so the last piece of evidence that we've got here that they're trying to kind of steer people back into the right direction is they uploaded a video, and this was 2 weeks ago, on the Navy Federal Credit Union account, which they've only got 10,000 subscribers, almost 11,000. Let's go show them some love. Go and subscribe over there. I'm on a different browser, which is why my subscribe button is still black, by the way. I have subscribed as well, but subscribe. And then it says, we know that the video starts off, membership, tricks, tips, and hacks. So yes, I think it's safe to assume they know what's going on. We know there's a lot of folks out there online sharing tips, tricks, and hacks for how to become a Navy Federal member, but actually we'd love to tell you ourselves, AKA, please stop listening to these people who might actually be lying to you or telling you, hey, I know this secret way to pretend like you're a roommate, but you're not really, or lie about people being in the service, which I think is one of the most awful things you could do. And because of this, you can get in and get a membership, right? So yes, probably best to go straight to the horse's mouth on this one and learn and understand exactly what you got to do. But yeah, so anyways, this video is on the channel from 2 weeks ago. Go give them a subscribe as well. But yeah, I think overall this is a good thing for Navy Federal to do. They are going to always be the target because they're the #1 bank, and they have to ensure that their balance sheets stay clean. And by getting a lot of these people out of the system, off the platform, that will allow them to continue to do that. So anyways, if there is other news outside of this that I've somehow missed or something you'd like to add, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. That's it for this video. See you, my friends. Hey, you should subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed yet. Right there. Okay, bye.